Hello everyone, I'm Rosie for Leaky TV for Tuesday the 8th of February 2011, and there's not a lot of news to be getting onto, but the big one today is that there's a brand new episode of PotterCast. So if you wanna listen to this new episode of PotterCast, you can listen to it in various ways. You can listen to it on iTunes, you can listen to it on an MP3 player of your choice, not necessarily an iPod. There's lots of different ways, but if you want to find out how to do this, then what you have to do is you have to go up to the Whomping Willow, you have to avoid all the willow branches, you have to press a particular knot on the tree, a slide will appear, and that kind of slide passageway thing will take you to the Shrieking Shack. In the Shrieking Shack, there is a particularly dusty table in one of the corners. If you look under that table, then beneath some kind of dead rat's bones, you'll find the links to the PotterCast posts. So my question for this week was something that I find slightly problematic about the Harry Potter series when I'm reading it kind of as a whole from afar. Not specifically the Harry Potter series, but of Hogwarts as a whole, is this house system. And bringing out, like John asked yesterday, has anyone been in houses at school? And I've been in houses at school since I was like 5. In primary school, there was like Phoenix, Griffin, Unicorn and Dragon, and I was in Phoenix Red House. Like for sporting events, and it was for fun things like that. Like we had like inter-house kind of stuff going on. And then when I was in secondary school, I was in Schofield, which was the Blue House, and again, you know, they were always like inter-house events, and you competed for the House Cup at the end of the year, but there wasn't the same sense of a house defining you as a person, like as an individual. And I think that's what troubles me a little bit about Hogwarts, is that they take these 11-year-olds and they say you are in these separate categories, and to what extent does placing them in these different categories, placing them in these different houses which have these different reputations, define who they're going to become. I mean, I remember like when the Harry Potter books started to come out and we like absolutely loved them in primary school, we'd start to say things about the house. Unicorn had some of my like really sporty friends in it, so I'd be like, oh yeah, Unicorn are the sporty house. And again, in secondary school, you know, it just depended on who was in that house, like who defined like the character of the house. Oh yeah, Flavel always win this kind of event, but Bevington always win like the more academic, like inter-house quizzes. Obviously, like that's just the way it works. Not only if Hogwarts sorted later, but if Hogwarts made the sorting system more arbitrary, if they didn't use the sorting hat, if that wasn't an element in the Hogwarts school system, then I think a lot of the problems in the wizarding world would be solved. Because what that means is that whether or not it's consciously, I think you leave Hogwarts with this mentality that people can be sorted into one of these 4 categories. To J.K. Rowling's credit, she kind of breaks that down a lot. Like we see Hermione, you know, could also be in Ravenclaw. We see that Harry obviously also be in Slytherin, and Dumbledore speaks very explicitly to why it wasn't. It's because this 11-year-old boy asked not to be in Slytherin, which is a very powerful statement, but it also shows like how silly it is that they're doing this. So I don't know, I think just the whole discussion about houses is an interesting one to have, and I was wondering what you guys thought. Thank you, John, for your comments yesterday, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say for the rest of the week, which is all very exciting. And for those of you in the world of Leaky TV and in the world of, you know, out there, who are going to the Miami U Ball in April, I am going too, so hopefully I'll see some of you there. If not, hopefully I'll see some of you at LeakyCon. Hope to see all of you at LeakyCon, and then anyone who for some shameful reason can't make it to either of those two, then I will see at VidCon. So excited for summer, but then I'm also sad because it means I'll be leaving here, and this has been fun. I'm Rosie for Leaky TV for Tuesday the 8th of February 2011.